LinkedIn Sales Navigator is a powerful tool that can help tech professionals find, connect with, and engage their target audience on LinkedIn. I personally love it and wish my company would give me a license like a lot of other companies because it is an amazing resource. Here are some ways to effectively use LinkedIn Sales Navigator in tech sales. For one, build a targeted leads list. Use Sales Navigator's advanced search filters to find potential customers based on criteria that we've talked about, like industry, company size, and job title. Save your search results and use them to build your targeted leads list that you can use to drive your sales efforts. Next, you can engage with prospects. Use Sales Navigator lead recommendations and alerts to stay up to date with your target audience's activity on LinkedIn. Send personalized messages to prospects to establish a connection and build a relationship. Keep track of your sales pipeline. Use Sales Navigator's list feature to keep track of your sales pipeline. Create lists of potential customers and move them through your sales process from initial contact to close. Use TeamLink to leverage your network. The TeamLink feature is used to leverage your network and get introductions to potential customers. TeamLink shows you which members of your team are connected to prospects, making it easier to get warm introductions. Definitely check it out. Use InMail to reach out to prospects. The InMail feature to send messages to prospects who aren't connected to you on LinkedIn is awesome. You can craft personalized messages that focus on the prospect's needs and pain points. Use insights to personalize your approach. Insights help you learn more about your prospects' interests, activities, and behaviors on LinkedIn. Use this information to personalize your approach and craft messaging that resonates with your target audience. Overall, LinkedIn Sales Navigator is an extremely powerful tool that can help tech sales professionals build targeted leads lists, engage with their prospects, and keep track of their sales pipeline, leverage their network, reach out to prospects with personalized messages, and gain valuable insights to personalize your approach. By using these features effectively, tech sales professionals can increase their sales effectiveness and drive more revenue. Here's how I use it.
All right, let's talk about one of my personal favorite tools, which is LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So LinkedIn Sales Navigator is great for a lot of reasons. It's a great thing to have. It's not necessary. I'll show another video in a second without it, but if you are using it, there is a way to build lists, save different searches and things like that to make your life a lot easier. And so I want to show you kind of a look behind the scenes of what I do with my job. And little background is I talk to a lot of influencers and decision makers, and I do take a top-down approach within a lot of our large accounts within Colorado and Utah. So looking at different ways I would get in front of the right targeted people is I can go after people who I am aligned to, but there's also companies that I might not align to specifically, and I might want to target them as well because they have zero spend with Dell within my region. And so once I get them to spend their first dollar, it's going to make a dramatic impact within my quota. And so a lot of times when I'm doing events and things like that, I like to target these people directly. So one of the key people who fit my ideal customer profile and key persona would be a chief information officer. And so on LinkedIn Sales Nav, I'll go to CIO, the abbreviation, and you see there's about 910,000 results. All right, so we need to get this down a little so we can get a little more specific. And so typically what I'll do is then I'll be like, all right, like realistically, where do I even want to target? So I'll do, all right, let's do Colorado, and then let's do Utah. All right, got a little smaller. Cool, and then let's think about what type of companies I'm actually targeting. So typically the companies I like to target are kind of in this sweet spot of 51 to 200 people. Yes, there are a few that are bigger. Sometimes those are a little more difficult to break into right away. But for the sake of this search, let's go here so we can kind of vet out what makes the most sense in terms of strategizing a way to get in front of these people. All right, so now we have the company headcount, location, a lot of things going for us. And another thing I'll put on is the industry. So typically I like going with people who do a lot of software development. I think that is typically a high growth area where there could be a lot of upside, just because a lot of software services have a lot of data consumption. And so it tends to be good for my line of business. So I'll go ahead and click on that. And so you can see now that we're down to 104 results. And a lot of times you want to keep tabs on them, get creative with messaging, do a ton of different things. But for me, I'll kind of scroll through, look at some people. If anyone really catches my attention, maybe I'll click into their profile. And then that's where I'll go ahead and start searching for, maybe different areas we connect on. That way, when I send an invite over to them with some messages, I know their work experience, I know their interest, I have a lot of information on them, so I can really fabricate that warmth when we are building that initial connection, and obviously leading with a ton of value. And so when I get to a point like this, it can, be overwhelming. Where do I go? What do I do? But typically what I'll do then is I'll go ahead and I'll save the search. So let me go back real quick. So we'll go here and then we'll do save search, and we'll call it CIO, Colorado, Utah, SaaS. And then when you go into your saved searches, now you're gonna have a list of people who fit that criteria, go right back to it. And so when you do your outbound, you can be very tailored about, okay, I'm going into the CIOs for SaaS companies today. I'm gonna tailor my message this way. I'm gonna build a campaign. I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. And so LinkedIn Sales Navigator is a perfect tool to get very granular with what you're looking for, and then save it so you can go back at any point in time and not have to go through the dirty work of doing all that again. So
now, if you don't have LinkedIn Premium, have no fears. You can still do a Boolean search. LinkedIn offers a powerful search feature we talked about that allows you to find companies and jobs based on specific criteria. By using Boolean search operators, you can refine your search and find exactly what you're looking for. Here's how to do a Boolean LinkedIn search. Log into your LinkedIn account and click on the search bar on the top of the page. Now enter your search terms such as job title or company name. And then you plug in your Boolean operators such as the and, or, and not to refine your search. For example, if you want to find people who work at Google and have experience in software development, you could use the search query Google and software development. You can also use quotation marks to search for exact phrases. For example, if you want to find people who have digital marketing in their job title, you could use the search query job title with quotations digital marketing to look for them. To exclude certain terms from your search, use the not operator. For example, if you want to find people who work in marketing but exclude those who work in sales, you could use the search query marketing not sales. Once you've entered your search terms and Boolean operators, click search to see your results. LinkedIn also offers additional search filters that you can help further refine your search results. You can filter your search results by location, industry, company size, and more. In summary, by using Boolean operators, you can help refine your LinkedIn search and find exactly what you're looking for. By using quotation marks and, or not operators, you can create more specific search queries and get better search results. So here's an example.
All right, so the best part about LinkedIn is you don't necessarily need Sales Navigator. It is extremely effective without it, and there's a lot of ways to still get the desired search results you want. So going back to an example, let's talk about if we want to do a Google person who works within the software house. We can type in Google and all capital software. All right, so a lot of options pop up. We can click people, and then we can go into location. I'm gonna go to Denver, so we can get a little more specific. So we have about 3.1 million results. So let's get that a little smaller, a little more targeted. Awesome, so now it's about 11,000. All right, and then we can have a few more filters. So let's say we want to make sure that their current company is Google, make sure their profile language is English. All right, so now we're down to 280, so software development. And so here is our list of people. So the only difference is you might not be able to save it, kind of like you did on SalesNav, but if it's a quick plug and play and you're like, I need a software developer, engineer who works at Google, who lives in Denver, who's currently at Google, now you have a very solid list of people who are within that space that you can target with your outreach. So that is one way to do it. Another way could be is if you want to talk to a CMO who specializes within digital marketing. So for this example, we could do CMO and quotations, digital marketing. Awesome. And so for this, because we already had everything pulled up, it pulled up CMOs within the Denver area who work at Google. Let's go ahead and take this off so we can expand it a little more within the Denver, Colorado range. So you have 580 results. And with all these people, they have CMO and digital marketing with quotations, meaning it is contained within their profile. And so whatever keywords you're targeting for, this is a good way to get very granular without actually having to have Sales Navigator. Whenever you are going through this, I think it is important to go to all filters again, because if there are different things that will help you figure out who your actual target audience is, it's going to make a lot of sense to go after them. And I know one of the things I do is like you can sort by, okay, which one went to Boulder? Okay, 40 of them did. Well, hypothetically, let's say I went to Boulder. Well, that's another way you can get more granular and create that warmth with the introduction. And then when you go ahead and you look at Sarah. Awesome, so she went to Boulder for undergrad, Northwestern for grad. You can see what she's doing. And then when you look at their profile, there are a few areas that kind of stand out to me. So one thing I do is it's like, all right, do we have mutual connections? Great, that's like one route in. Next, you can go to about. Sometimes people are very personal with their about, which is nice. It's not just about their business, but you can look for different ways where, you could connect on a personal level. But what's also good is if they don't have personal things about them on there, is you might be able to align with what their passions are. Passion for nurturing and mentoring the next generation. Okay, maybe that is a way to kind of get in the door, is by helping them hit their goals. And I know a lot of things, when you frame opportunities in another person's world, it's gonna give you a higher likelihood that they'll accept it. A good example of that is one of my buddies got Brene Brown to come speak to his company, famous sales author. And the reason it worked is because he framed the opportunity into her world. He was reading up on her. He knew that she was looking to make a bigger impact in the corporate world, speaking at companies, doing engagements of that magnitude. And the way he framed the opportunity made it really a no-brainer for her to accept. So you can do things like that. Another thing you can do is you can look at different interests. I think this is always a cool area to check out. What companies do they like? Looks like they have a lot of groups, newsletters, schools, holistic nutrition and culinary. Maybe you connect on that because you're into health. Different groups, you can check these out. And all of these are different avenues for you to build that warmth with your ideal customer on the other end to make yourself seem very warm and connected. Personally, for me, I like to send a connection request prior to hitting them with like a sales pitch or anything. and then trying to create that warmth after. But with different tools, you can get their email, phone number, and a few other ways to prospect appropriately, and hopefully get that first meeting set no matter what your end goal is.